Hey guys, it's me, Liv. Welcome to my latest video for Not2Shabby Shop, the YouTube design team. So today I'm going to be doing some smooshing using my distress oxides, as well as using one of the newer images and stamps from My Favorite Things called Love You Big Time. Now this stamp did come out for Valentine's Day, but it is something that is very versatile if you get a chance to check out the stamp set, since it just has a lot of great sentiments and of course the word love, which isn't always just for Valentine's Day. So I am using two of the Distress Oxide inks. I am using one lipstick, and then I used one of the newer colors, the Crackling Campfire, that recently came out for Tim Holtz. Note to self, if you are going to be playing with inks, please be sure to wash your hands in between. You're going to see that little blue blob that ended up coming on my card, and that was a mistake because I didn't wash my hands in between my projects. So please do so, and do not do what I just did. But anyway, so now I take out my heat gun. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is all dry. One of the best ways to make sure that you are going to get nice layering of your colors is to be sure that you actually dry in between each color. That's the easiest way. Felt I had a little bit too much white, so now I'm going to be going in with the Rusty Hinge. I will use that Rusty Hinge both on the card base as well as on the hearts. Now, as I'm working with this, I decided I will go ahead and use the sentiment from the Love You Big Time from My Favorite Things. And it actually has both the block ones as well as the outline. So it's a really cool stamp set to use. So I'm actually going to be stamping in the distress ink. I'm going to use that same one lipstick that I initially put on with the smooshing and go ahead and use that for stamping. Now, I do often suggest, if you are going to be using the Distress Oxides as a stamp, I want to make sure it's nice and crisp. I tend to stamp twice. Now I'm going to come back with the outline because I felt it was fading a little bit too much into the initial color of the background, and use some of my walnut stain to go ahead and border it a little bit. The other thing, as I was doing it, I felt like one heart wasn't going to be enough, so I decided to go ahead and ink up another heart using the same exact technique that you saw me use earlier, but I did want a little bit more pink, so I am pulling out that warm lipstick again. Actually going to use a little bit of the Rusty Hinge just to tap it on there to bring some of those colors, dry it off in between, and then I have another heart ready. I decided to pick up a little bit of the ink that was left over because I do need a base in order to go ahead and stamp my sentiment so that it matches the scheme. I again am using the Distress Oxides as a ink, using that warm lipstick to go along with how I use the love in the top of the card. So now that I have that stamped out, I'm going to go ahead and trim that out because it's going to actually stay on the top of the card. I didn't really want any white in it, so as I was doing it, I went ahead and did a little bit of sponging using that warm lipstick to bring a little bit more of that color in. And once I had that all set, I got it trimmed, and I'm going to be mounting it using some of my foam tape. In order to avoid it blending in too much with the card, I'm going to take out again that walnut and ink all along the edges of it just to bring out a little bit more of the color both on the sentiment as well as the hearts. And now that I have that done, I'm going to just use my art glitter glue to go ahead and get these hearts down, and then I will go ahead and use my foam tape to pop up the sentiment. For the sentiment, I am using these little foam squares that I have in my stash. It's just a little bit easier than using strips sometimes, but I will take out my roll of foam tape that I have in order to get the back up. So just quickly measuring it out, then I'm going to pop it up against a white background so that it can actually stand out, since I do have colors of white that was still left in the initial piece. And then my card is pretty much done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see everyone soon. Have a great night.